What's going on, everybody? Mar the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. Today we are looking at Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 46. Today's title is Afterwards. And so what does that mean? We're going to find all this out as we're going to be looking at something that took place 2 months ago. And so 2 months ago, in this comic, in this universe, we think that was like a day ago, but the comic book universe goes by, the timeline, can go pretty slow. And so we see here that we're going to be seeing Sharon Carter, and she's going to be asked a series of questions. She has been apprehended by S.H.I.E.L.D. So it looks like Sharon Carter is basically a prisoner here. I wonder exactly what happened here, and we don't know exactly why she's being questioned and what's happened, but we're going to find out a few things that have taken place that took place 2 months ago in this timeline. So this is before the Venom storyline took place. This is before Aunt May went to therapy. This took place actually when Dr. Octopus was on the scene. We're going to find this out. She says, they basically say, please state your name and record for the rank for the record. And Sharon Carter says, yeah, Sharon Carter, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., class 5. How long have you been an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Mrs. Carter? What is it, June? So 6 years next month? How would you describe your duties? I answered directly to General Nick Fury, or at least I did until General Fury put together his super team. I do specialized field work investigating public disturbances related to illegal, unnatural genetic mutations. What is the definition of what was it? An illegal, unnatural genetic mutation. How is that defined? A mutant is someone born Homo sapiens superior. A mutant gene is part of their birth biology, and that, according to the United States, is considered an act of God. An unnatural genetic mutation is someone who purposely alters their genetic makeup. Most of my cases involve either stopping illegal experiments before they happen or investigating the whereabouts of the actual subjects of the illegal experiments. And they say, and it was that kind of investigation that brought you and your team out to New Jersey last night? Yeah. And for the record, what was the name of your target? Otto Octavius. So they still think that Dr. Octopus was a mutant, but he's not a mutant. Remember, he experienced that explosion when Norman Osborn experimented on himself becoming the Green Goblin, and those tentacles have been grafted to his skin, and surgically grafted rather. And we see that through these past 2 months that Dr. Octopus knows the identity of Spider-Man. He knows it's Peter Parker because Peter Parker is the sole subject that Norman Osborn was going after all this time. But they don't know this. And so we see that, Peter Parker as Spider-Man, he's the one that took down Dr. Octopus when Dr. Octopus was killing all of Justin Hammer's people. Remember, Justin Hammer was the one that was experimenting on people. He was creating mutants for himself. He's the one that's responsible for, I think, creating Electro. He's responsible for grafting the tentacles on Dr. Octavius, who became Dr. Octopus. And we're also going to see another villain that's going to make his introduction in this issue. I won't spoil it right now, but you're going to soon see who I'm talking about, who I'm referring to. And if you don't remember, Spider-Man was the one that took down Dr. Octopus. He beat him single-handedly here, and Sharon Carter was on the scene. She witnessed the entire scenario here. They were going to come and pick up Dr. Octavius, and they were successful in doing that. When they went to Justin Hammer's facility, they realized that there was these 3 doctors here, and the entire place has been destroyed thanks to Dr. Octavius. Remember, he's the one that was killing people because he believed that Justin Hammer was responsible for the way that he's been become Dr. Octavius. And Sharon Carter looks, and inside this cell looks like this man, he's naked. And she said, "What the hell is this? What is this man doing locked up like this?" And the guy says, we want our lawyer, but shut up, Dwayne. And she said, "Hello, who is this?" So they get on the computer and they see that this is Flint Marko. If you don't know who Flint Marko is, he is the Sandman. And Sandman is going to bust out here, as we soon see, taking out Sharon Carter and the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. here. And now Sandman got on the loose here. And we see that she's like, "Agent Woo." She's like, "I'm here. I got up." And then we see that one of the soldiers' rigs died thanks to Sandman as he choked on all that sand here. And he's like, "Okay, what the is going on right now?" And so we see, according to his files, the file reads, and this is, of course, information I got after the fact. The file reads, "Flint Marko, career piece of crap. He was sent to Rikers for 50 years for the single worst crime spree I have ever seen on paper. He tried to rob a Brinks car, failed, ran away, went home, beat up his girlfriend, and what I guess was frustration over the botched job. The cops came on a call from neighbors. Marko beat up one of the cops, put him into the hospital. Eventually the cop dies. So all that adds up to about the most disgusting human being I have ever heard in 50 years in Rikers. How he got into Hammer's custody for genetic experimentation is under investigation, but one could guess money changed hands. Deals were made. Marko had undergone a smattering of genetic tests and experiments. You'll find the specifics enclosed in the specs report from Hammer's lab. But as it stands, his project code word, Sandman, says it all. Yes, Justin Hammer was responsible for creating this monstrosity, and we see that Spider-Man showed up on the scene. This was taking place in New Jersey, by the way. And Spider-Man needed a chance to get back to Queens in New York, but we see that he had to come across Sandman first, and Sandman put up a big fight. And we see that the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are going to begin to fire at Sandman, but it's like, again, firing at sand. And Sandman takes one of the bullets, spits it out, hits one of the soldiers, uses his sand here. And we see that Spider-Man's going to take the fire hydrant hose, sprays Sandman. Sandman goes down for a minute here, but then he regathers himself. And Spider-Man's like, "Get out of here. Hey, listen, I totally understand what's wrong, man. I feel your pain. I had a little sand in my shoe once, and it drove me crazy all. Ah!" And he's like, "Ugh, puh, puh," and trying to spit out sand here. All of a sudden, Sandman is shot twice by these specialized guns here. And they're like, "How long will it keep him?" I don't know, 10 minutes maybe? We only used it once before. And so these guys are under arrest here, and Spider-Man is asking Sharon Carter, "Hey, can I get a ride back to Queens? I kind of need a lift here." And she doesn't answer here, and so he says, glad I could be of help, and you're welcome for me saving your life and all." So back to the present here, 2 months ago, we see that Sharon Carter is continuing to be questioned here. And we see that basically she says, "Can I say something on the record before you wrap this up?" He said, "If you wish. I just wanted to say that this is a bad idea. These creatures," and that's what they are now, creatures. I mean, everybody is so busy over there with the mutants and the X-Men, but meanwhile, there's these creatures. These creatures are a real threat to our way of life. They're a threat to our health and our safety. And instead of destroying them, we keep poking at them with sticks to see what will happen. Poking and prodding them and trying to duplicate them, and we just keep making it worse and worse. Before you know it, and I know I am right, before you know it, it's all going to come back and it's really not going to be good. So she's basically supporting the fact that she actually wants to kill these people that have powers. This is how much she's been broken by these characters here. And so that is how we end this issue. We still have a lot to understand. Why is Sharon Carter being questioned here? We're going to have to figure all this out in the next issue. And so do not go away. We'll be looking at issue number 47 coming up next. But before then, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe if you have not, and click this box here so you will see that you can look at my other videos of this series if you have fallen behind and need to be reminded of what's going on. And so I will see y'all in the next one.